There was a time that Minecraft was at its lowest point and something needed to be done fast. And so, a new game, Hytale, was released, which breathed life into the Minecraft community. But with huge delays and lack of media concerning the game, will Hytale ever be released? December 13, 2018. A new game was set to replace a dying game at that time was Minecraft, with hacker-infested servers such as Hypixel, which didn't exist in Hytale, an open-world 3D sandbox game that had its own trailer showcasing structures, minigames, community, and character customization at your convenience. This was it, a game that was highly anticipated, and you can tell by the 60 million views on their trailer in just a month. Heard that once released, it was going to be a huge success. Yeah, that didn't happen. Despite the expectations of the game, it still needed to be released, and it was estimated to come out about 2019, or less so about 2020. But here we are, and it's nowhere to be found. The only game blown up was Minecraft, that received millions of active players daily, and tens of thousands of players on Hypixel. While Minecraft came back to life, come to think of it, there wasn't any need for another game like Hytale. But I still wonder, what is causing so much delay in developing the game in the first place? People had high hopes of Hytale to be released a year or two after its official trailer, but sadly, it was delayed repeatedly. Well, that's because they revamped the old engine with the new one, totally changing the programming language from Java to C++, in order to make the game more accessible in different platforms, which obviously took longer than expected. Some time ago, we talked about our decision to reboot the Hytale engine, switching from a Java server to a C client to building both in C++. There were many reasons for making this change. We wanted to ensure we could release the game across multiple platforms. We wanted to improve our performance when targeting low-spec devices, and we wanted to build a core engine that was robust enough that was able to patch and maintain the game into the future. And I would say it's quite a task. This huge delay is usually due to perfecting the game as much as possible in order to replicate that same experience of the audience that watched the trailer 6 years ago. It's clear that the result will be as stunning as the expectations and the huge success of the long-awaited game. Let's step back a bit. Minecraft is at its highest point right now. Talk about the reason for the announcement of Hytale in the first place. So I ask, do people even know Hytale still exists? And if they do, is there still hope for its release? Well, I decided to ask some of my friends for their opinion on the game. And while some of them even know what Hytale was, I was still eager to know their thoughts on the game's release. Judging by the response, it was pretty obvious that no one really knew what Hytale was. Yeah, it's been 6 years and Hytale has still not been released. I'm sure people who signed up back then have probably forgotten about Hytale or even moved on to a more updated game like Minecraft, which is now Hytale's new competitor, whenever the game gets out. Years and Hytale is nowhere to be found. Although I've heard a leak about the game being released in an estimated date as of next year, about mid-2025. Now, I'm not sure about this being true, so my hopes aren't high yet, but I'm quite confident that Hytale may make a steady progress as of next year. So the release, I personally am not sure about that, although with channels like Hytale News, QB Corner, Riot Games, including the official Hytale channel, are now in touch with their audience, as the developers are back with the winter development update. Speaking of updates, this month there's been recent updates concerning Hytale. On their blog posts, they released some screenshots powered Launchpad. At their core, launchpads are an actor in a world wide with a trigger collider, when objects such as players overlap with the trigger. An event is fired that applies a configurable impulse to the target. This says that the object the target flying moves through the air. In other words, they've been launched. So this clearly proves that the Hytale team are still working on the project, but it's very uncertain that Hytale will come out. Maybe it will, or not, right? Anyways, thanks for watching, and as always, subscribe.